Hello, gentle viewers. This is Avendian, welcoming you to a new episode of Tabletop Simulator. For those of you who watched the update video on Thursday, you're probably like, hey, where's Wingspan? I forgot that today is Halloween, so that is why we're playing Reign of Cthulhu this week, and we'll be playing Wingspan next week. This is Pandemic Reign of Cthulhu. It's based very loosely on the Pandemic game, but offers a lot of interesting changes to make it more thematic in terms of being related to the Lovecraft mythos and Cthulhu. Now, normally I would do the setup for you guys off camera, but I think it helps to understand how the game works if I actually show it to you. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Hi, Cthulhu. I hope you don't wake up. So let's start by looking at the board. Unlike standard Pandemic, you'll notice there's a few changes, but perhaps the most obvious one is there are 4 regions, and these all represent towns in the Lovecraft universe. We have Arkham, Innsmouth, Kingsport, and Dunwich. Each one of these has a gate. There's one at the Old Mill in Dunwich. There's one in the park in Arkham. There's one in the hospital in Innsmouth. And there's one in the graveyard in Kingsport. And our objective as investigators is to close all of these gates. That's how we win the game. There are, and this will not surprise you one bit, lots of ways to lose the game. First of all, if our pal Cthulhu wakes up, game over. We hope you stay asleep. No one wants to see Cthulhu wake up. There are 2 different kinds of characters in this game. There are cultists. Hey, cultist. And then there are 3 Shoggoths. Those of you not familiar with the Lovecraft universe, Shoggoths are basically shape-shifting goo that can sometimes take on a sort of sentient form. They're very popular in terms of monsters, and one of the main antagonists in the At the Mountains of Madness, which is my personal favorite Lovecraft story, or at least one of them. Very, very good. So let's get started with the setup, and as I go through different parts of the game, I'll explain what's happening. Also, to the person who came up with the mod for this, I absolutely love it. It's brilliant. I love the portraits all around it. It's glorious. I love everything about it. 10 out of 10. Would mod again. And if I remember, I'll try to post a link to the mod in the description. For those of you that recommend that I play certain games, by the way, I'm happy to consider it, but I usually insist that it come from the Steam Workshop. Just because I don't want to have a save where only I have access to it. That's not fun, and I want to pick a game that anyone can download and enjoy with their friends. So, I'm going to be playing with 2 characters today by myself. And we're going to start by setting up the board and some of the pieces. This is actually done for us already. We have Cthulhu in the Cthulhu spot. We have the various critters that we're going to be experiencing during the game itself. And that's all we need for right now. That's step 1. Step 2, we need to place the old ones. There's 11 of these. Why are there 11? Well, that's interesting. These are not actually in the base game, I don't think, but maybe they are. Oh, no. Yeah, that's correct. So what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle these up real good now. And we're just going to plop them onto the board in these slots. And there we go. So as the game progresses, different things will make the old ones wake up, and all of them waking up makes the game harder. And as well, although you can't see it because of where the crease in the board is, they also mean we draw more summoning cards. which obviously makes the game harder as well. So next we have to do is we have to place the initial cultists and the Shoggoth. So I'm going to go shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And we're going to flip the top two. The Great Hall in Arkham. I'm going to grab this bag and I'm going to bring it over here. So that's Kingsport. 1, 2, 3. The cultists kind of play the role of the virus from base Pandemic, only there are no outbreaks or chain outbreaks. Instead, if there's ever 3 cultists and I have to place a 4th, the old ones wake up, which is very bad and we don't want that to happen. We do it again. It's the graveyard. So we can already tell that we're in some pretty bad shape for Kingsport. The park in Arkham is only going to get 2. As is the university. Not Miskatonic University. Yikes. Then 1... train station. There you are. And the historic inn of Dunwich. Is that upside down? It is. Sorry. That was strange. Okay. Innsmouth is completely fine. I guess that's something. But I shouldn't talk too soon because I have to summon one of the 3 Shoggoths. I shouldn't have said anything. It's going to the factory. And this is actually a very, very bad start. So, if we look at right there, that symbol on this historic inn means that triggers the Shoggoths to move. They want to go to open gates so that they can summon an old one. If they do that, it awakens an old one, and we're one step closer to losing the game. So this is not great. This is definitely a thing that we will want to get rid of as soon as we can. Okay. Let's pick our investigators. And there's a really clever way that this game does this. What we do is we each take 2, and then we pick which of the 2 that we'd like. So the choice between the Hunter and the Doctor. Now, the Hunter is really good at removing cultists. And they're also very good at beating Shoggoths. Because normally, it's actually 3 actions to kill one. So, I'm not going to hesitate. I'm going to take her... And that is going to be one of my pawns. I need to find the one here that's for the Hunter. Oh, it only lets you pick one. That's cool. It doesn't matter which color you pick. And we always start in Arkham at the... Where is it? The train station? Yes. So there we go. That's one of our 2 investigators. Now this one and the next one on top gets passed over to the second player. Oh, it's a shame. I would have loved to have been the Magician. Oh well. I'm gonna delete these. Now, so this number on the top right is how many actions you get a turn. And the Doctor can take 5 actions, but that's all he gets. There's also an important note. Every character in the game can go insane as a result of what happens to them in the game. Most of the characters just change, with 2 exceptions. The Doctor just gets worse, and so does the Detective. So, for instance, if we pick the Doctor and he goes insane, I lose what makes him special. Which is not good. On the other hand, the Reporter, she can take a bus to go anywhere in any town, and she can go from any bus station to any other bus station as a free action. But if she goes insane, she can't take the bus room, but she can take a card out of the discard pile. And I frankly find her mobility to be a more useful decision here. So I'm going to drop you over here, and we're going to take a reporter. Sure. We'll take the red one, I guess. Okay. So the huntress and the hunter, and the reporter are together. Now, right. Let us delete this, and we're just going to delete all of these just to clean things up a bit. Now we need to start building the player deck. And in order to do that, wait, what is step 5? There we go. We're going to play the introductory version of the game. What that means is I'm not going to remove any of the clue cards to start the game. Normally you would. Now, the cool thing about the clue cards is all they are is colors. They're not for specific locations. So that actually makes them more powerful. And there's also multiples of every card, which is also excellent. So we're not too worried about that. Now we need to go through relics. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick, with 2 players, we're going to pick 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. For 48 cards, we're going to shuffle this up, and this is going to be the starting player deck. The remaining relics I'm going to set off to the side of the board as the relic deck. The next thing I need to do is I need to deal out 4 cards to each player. So I do this as 4. Why are you not letting me draw? Oh, am I technically not seated? Oh, that's the problem. Right. I will pick yellow, I guess. There we go. And now it should actually let me draw, because otherwise it's considering me just an observer. And I'll do it again. Okay, so this is my hand. I have 3 Arkham cards and an Innsmouth card. Not a bad start. I'm going to bring this deck over here for a second and draw 4 more. And we already start the game with a relic, which is pretty sweet. And what does this particular relic do, I wonder? The active player gets 3 extra actions. That is incredibly powerful. Every time you use a relic, though, there is a cost. You have to roll the sanity die. And that can be very bad, as you might imagine. So there's always a cost to using these powerful cards. But it's more often than not worth it. Also notice that relics only apply to one player, the player who plays them. In other versions of Pandemic, they can apply to anybody, but here they only apply to a specific player. Which means you can actually trade relics, which is a pretty neat thing that you can do. Alright, so we've got our starting hands. The next thing we have to do is we have to bring this back up here. We have to seed the deck with the nasty part, the Evil Stirs cards. This is the equivalent of an epidemic card in Pandemic. We always roll the sanity die. We reveal the next old one, and we create a new Shoggoth, and then we reshuffle the summoning deck. There's only 3 Shoggoths in the game. If we have to place a 4th one, the game ends. If we have too many cultists, the game ends. So as you can tell, this can get out of hand very quickly. The other ways to lose the game are Cthulhu wakes up and the player deck runs out of cards. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to shuffle this up real good, and I'm going to split this into 4 pieces. And each one of these decks is going to get an Evil Stirs card and get shuffled up. And then I'm going to go boop, and boop, and boop, 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 and boop. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Boop. And boop, boop. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Boop. And here is our player deck, ready and raring to go. So the other old ones, I don't think ever appear, but I'm going to keep them just in case. Here's some extra sanity tokens. I don't think we'll need this, but I'll take it just in case. And I have the rulebook sitting in front of me, so I don't have to worry about that particular element. Now we're ready to start the game. Just like regular Pandemic, we each have a certain number of actions, and here's what you can do. First, you can walk to any adjacent location. Second, you can take the bus, which lets you go from any bus station to any location in the town or anywhere if the card matches your current town. The bus stations are marked with a bus, helpfully. We can use a gate, which lets you go from any one gate to any other gate. However, there's a cost in sanity to use the gates to travel. We can give or take a clue or relic card. Have to be in the same location. And the clue card has to match the current town if you're trading a clue. So, for instance, I can trade an Arkham card to my good friend here, the reporter, but I couldn't trade her my Innsmouth card, for instance. That's not possible. We could defeat a cultist, defeat a Shoggoth, and seal a gate. And these are all things that we need to do in order to win the game. Now, the hunter is going to go first, but I have an important decision to make. Do I want to take this alien carving relic? No, I don't think I need to. Because I need to hustle over to the factory to defeat this Shoggoth. I have no choice. If I don't beat this Shoggoth, we're already in a very bad start. So, I think that's the right call. Let's go over her powers. She can defeat any cultist when she takes the defeated cultist action, and she can defeat a Shoggoth for only one action. Both of which are pretty awesome. Anyone else, like if my friend the reporter had to do it, it would take her 3 actions to beat the Shoggoth. So, we're going to start our game by discarding an Arkham card. And I'm going to take the bus, and remember the take the bus rules say I can go anywhere. Which means anywhere on the entire board that gives me joy. So I'm going to go ahead and go from the train station here to the factory. That's my first action. And the hunter says like, holy crap, it's a big scary goo monster. That's pretty scary shit. I'd better roll my sanity die. And she gets paranoid. She's looking to one side, looking to the other, and 2 cultists show up. Which isn't great, but it's also not the end of the world, because of who is there. So, second action of the turn, see you later, Shoggoth. And I now get to claim my very first relic. Well, her very first relic. It is a Song of Kadath. It doesn't require sanity roll to play it, and I can use it to give someone a full sanity, which is great. The only other way to go back from insanity to sanity is to close a gate, which is obviously something that you want to do anyway, but you can't always predict that. It's 2 actions down. Action number 3, let's scare off these cultists. And then action number 4, I would like to start walking over toward... Oh, we only have 1 Innsmouth card, right? I am going to use it. I didn't want to plan to play 2 player cards, but there's a load of each one, so I'm not as upset about it. I'm going to take the bus to the market. so that I can start trying to chase away these cultists in the grid hall and the graveyard. Okay, so my first turn is completed, and I draw 2 cards. And, oh shit, we get an Evil Stirs card to start the game. Well, that's not great. I have to roll the sanity die again. And I lose 1 sanity token. So that goes into the sanity sack. Where are you, sanity sack? Here you are. I'm going to move you over here, just so you're a bit closer. Oh, the next thing we do is we wake up the first old one. So this is actually a very bad start. Okay, so Hoster. This is a one-time card, but it's a pretty nasty one. We actually have to create a second a Shoggoth this turn. So we take 1 off the bottom. It's the docks. And you go over there. And then every Shoggoth automatically moves to the nearest gate. The nearest gate by far is the one at the hospital, so he's going to move to the boardwalk. So that wasn't great. Then we have to summon another Shoggoth because reasons. Well, because of the Evil Stirs. It's a cafe. And the cafe is right up here. Well, if I may, to coin a phrase, shit. And then finally the cultists regroup. All of these cards get reshuffled and put back on the top of the deck. This could be very bad. We could very easily have awakened 3 old ones to start the game. The train station. Now, the train station only has 1 cultist, so that's fine. Okay. Please, do not be the graveyard or the Great Hall. Please. The Historic Inn. I will take that. Okay. First turn over. Now it is the reporter's turn. Now, what would I like her to do? Right now, the Shoggoths are not a massive threat. Oh, actually, they are more threatening because I didn't catch that the Historic Inn has the Shoggoth movement. So you go closer to the factory. And what is actually closer? This is 2 steps away. This is 1, 2, 3 steps away. So you're going to go to the church. Well, that changes my strategy quite a bit. I didn't want to use this relic right away, but I kind of think we have to. Even if it means risking sanity. Because the last thing I want is that Shoggoth to end up going to the hospital and then summoning another old one. So I'm going to go ahead and play my alien carving. Which will give me 7 actions this turn, which I will need, believe you me. And then I have to roll the die because I used a relic. And I lose a sanity. So that doesn't count as an action, it's just a thing that I did. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on the bus, because this just cost me an action, and go to the factory. And I go, oh no, Shoggoth. And I have to roll the die here again. And we got lucky. We got a blank side of the die, so nothing happens. I'm going to spend 3 actions, taking me down to 2, to fight this Shoggoth. So it is defeated. And she claims a new relic. The Silver Key. This lets me go anywhere on the board 1 time. That's pretty great. I've now got 2 more actions to do. Where would I like to go? What is my other power? I can discard a clue to go to any town in any location. Doesn't have to be a bus station, right? I would very much like to reduce the likelihood of bad things happening. So I'm going to discard the Kingsport card here. And she's going to take the bus to go to the Great Hall. And then with her 7th and final action, she's going to remove this cultist. It's not an efficient use of her turn, but this reduces the chances of a summoning. And that's the one thing I don't want to happen. So I'm going to draw 2 cards. Now, we should be good to proceed in the game for a bit without worrying too much about our enemies doing things to us. But we now flip over 2 summoning cards. We have the cafe. And the Great Hall. And my word, did we get lucky. But not too lucky. Because the Shoggoth is going to move. And he's going to go, do. Hey, look at that. I'm at the gate. He goes back to wherever it is Shoggoths come from. And we awaken the second old one. And this is Ithaca. I don't know who this character is. I don't know what book this came from. I don't remember what Hastur came from either. I remember the name, but I can't remember which of the stories he comes from. Anyway, this is a permanent one. And this basically says that if there's 2 or more cultists, someone has to be beaten in order to leave it. Of all the old ones we could have gotten, I can imagine several that would be much worse. Right. Let's get this taken care of, please. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go back to the wharf for 4. Or, actually, I could take the gate and go to the park. Because there's a lot of cleanup I could do up there. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. There is a risk. And again, I have to roll the sanity die. But I think this makes more sense than just having her like take the long way to get to the Great Hall. So I'm going to go ahead and roll me this die. That's actually not her. I'm going to claim I rolled the wrong die because I don't want that to happen. I lost the sanity anyway. I deserved it. Oh well. It could have been a lot worse. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 player cards. I got a Dunwich card and an Innsmouth card. Now we need 5 cards of any one color to close the game. So we have to keep that in mind as we play through the game. Now the good news is we don't care about Shoggoths. There are none on the board, and that's a very good news. The university gets a 3rd cultist. And the graveyard gets 1 cultist. That's fine. That's not the end of the world. But it might be eventually. Alright, reporter. Please politely ask the cultist to leave. I'm sure she's probably actually murdering the cultist. I just prefer not to think of it that way. Where would you be the most useful right now? I can start working on the historic inn, right? I can go. I have defeated a cultist, so I don't have to worry about leaving. So there's action number 2. 3 to go to the historic inn, and 4 to remove one of those cultists. And we draw 2 cards. And I get a Kingsport, and I get a Dunwich card. Very nice. Let us go ahead and flip over the top 2 cards. The docks get a cultist. And the factory gets a cultist. Okie dokie. Back to the hunter. Oh, let's clean up the park for one. Let's go 2 and clean up the university for 3. And then so she can be in a position to start taking care of these jerks, we're going to go 4 for the train station. That'll conclude her turn. Let's draw 2 cards. Another Dunwich card and another Innsmouth card. Now before I flip things over, we're in a spot now where we could theoretically talk about exchanging cards, which is pretty good. I really didn't want to waste a Song of Kadath. I'm going to discard another Arkham card. I'd rather keep that as a way to save someone who goes insane. I think that just makes more sense right now. We have a brand new cultist in the park. That makes sense. And one in the market. Okay. Reporter time. I think we're honestly not at a point where I want to start changing cards just yet. I'm going to have to discard 2 cards depending on what we draw, which is kind of a yikes. Where am I right now? I'm at the Historic Inn. There's honestly no hotspots. I could go to Arkham and give you my Arkham card, or take your Arkham card, but I don't think that's worth it. I'm just going to use my mobility advantage and just start trying to get rid of cultists as I stumble upon them. That's 1 in the Historic Inn. 2 to go to the market, 3 to go to the Great Hall, and 4 to remove one of those cultists. She draws 2. Okay, we're now 1 card away from finishing Kingsport. But unfortunately, no one has a Kingsport card. So I'm just going to discard that card. Actually, I'm going to discard 2 cards. And she's already in Kingsport. So I don't see any need to waste my silver key. I'm going to discard another Arkham card. This is going to bite me in the butt eventually, because we're running out of Arkham cards in the deck. C'est la vie. Let's summon some cultists at the, what is that, port station? Oh, it's police station. I just couldn't read it. And the theater. Got it. Hunter. Where do I want you to go? It is harder for you to move than it is for her to move, but I'm also not concerned about that because I can just teleport to your location using the silver key. So I'm going to take 1 to go up here. Oops, I can't move the cultist. That's not how that works. 1 to go to the train station to clear you out. Nowhere else on the board has even 2 cultists right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go... Oh no, I'd have to discard a card to take the bus, wouldn't I? I don't want to do that. I'm going to go basically 2, 3, and then remove this cultist on the police station. This keeps me close enough to the gate so that if we get the opportunity, I'm right there. But I don't think we're going to get a chance to seal that gate just yet. Draw 2. I get another relic and a yellow card. A Dunwich card. I can't afford to keep discarding Arkham cards. I'm going to discard a Dunwich card. No, an Innsmouth card. Brings down to 8 cards. Fuck. I'm gonna play the Song of Kadath now. I don't want to do it, but I don't want to discard a card either. This does not require a sanity roll, and I'm gonna choose that we each gain 1 sanity. So that's good news. We don't have to worry about anyone going insane anytime soon. Flippy flippy. Hospital gets a single cultist. As does the swamp. Swampy, swampy, swamp. Where's the swamp? Am I blind? I am blind. It helps if you're looking at the right color. Good Lord, Abby. Get it together. Okay. Back to the reporter. If she wasn't near her hand limit, I would not at all mind going to Dunwich and giving her my 2 Dunwich cards. Oh, and then she could discard both of her... No, because we're not both in Dunwich. Which is a shame. I can only give her Arkham cards, and I don't have any. I don't know what I want to do this turn. I kind of want to stay in this general area because my goal is to hope that we get a 5th Kingsport card so I can just immediately go and close the gate. So I'm going to remove this cultist for 1. 2 to go to the market. 3 to remove the cultist. And 4 to go to the wharf. I now draw 2 cards. I get another relic, and I get an Innsmouth card. I'm just going to set these down for a minute and see what these do. I can draw a look at and then rearrange the top 4 cards of the player deck. That's actually quite nice, because if I can work it so I get 2 Dunwich cards, I can then discard these 2. So let's do that. I'm going to discard these 2 Dunwich cards. And then I'm going to discard my Book of Shadow. And I'm going to roll a sanity die. But it looks like she's feeling a bit paranoid, and 2 cultists show up at the wharf. It could have been worse, right? It's better than losing sanity, in my opinion. Now I get to look at the top 4 cards and put them in any order. Arkham, Dunwich, Kingsport, and an Evil Stirs card. Well, that's going right there. So I want to make sure that she draws the Kingsport card, and then the Dunwich and the Arkham cards go there. So we're going to get an Evil Stirs with her next turn, but we'll also get a chance to seal the Red Gate, which is, frankly, a pretty good trade. Alright. We get a new cultist at the church. And a cultist at the boardwalk. Under the boardwalk. Boardwalk. Right. Hunter. What are we going to have you do? Well, you're going to be in a very good position to eventually close the gate in Dunwich. So I'm going to go 1 to go to the park. I'm going to go 2 to take the gate. This is a bit risky. Oops, I did not hit the roll button. I just hit the change face button. She has 2 people show up. Oh, sorry, that's 2 people show up at her new location, because she gets to travel first, right? So there'll be 2 showing up here at the old mill. That was 2 actions. Let's just get rid of these jerks for 3. And then 4, I'm going to put you at the church. Just in case. So I'm going to draw 2 cards. So one of them is a Dunwich card. Oops, I drew them from the relic deck. Let me shuffle that up. It's an Arkham card and a Dunwich card. I really don't want to discard any of these cards, but if I'm going to discard, I'm going to discard the Innsmouth cards. It's got to be done. Because I want to save the... I'm going to save the Bizarre Statue for a really nasty time. Right now, that time isn't here yet. So, there's my hand. And back to our... Oh, no, not yet. 2 summonings. Old Mill. Woods. That's the woods, right? Yep. Okay, reporter. Two actions to remove these jerks. Third action to go to the graveyard, and a fourth action to chase you away. We're going to draw 2 cards. I have a good feeling about one of them, a bad feeling about the other one. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the evil stirs. So the first thing she does is she rolls the sanity die. And we get lucky, nothing bad happens. But we do get a new awakening. Which is Azathoth. Remove 3 cultists from the unused supply. Oh dear. So what makes this nasty is it basically means that if there's too many cultists, there's a much higher chance that we'll lose the game. Because remember, if we have to place a cultist and we can't, that's game over. There we go. He was slightly askew. Okay. And then we need to make a new Shoggoth. At the Secret Lodge. Where is the Secret Lodge? Right here. And then the cultists are going to regroup. Now the good news is that we were almost halfway, we were almost all the way through the deck anyway, so this isn't the end of the world. But we don't know which 2 we're going to draw. The Theater. Cultists taken in a play. Or a movie, I guess. And we get one at the Secret Lodge. And much worse, we get a cultist moves. And it's going to instantly jump into the park gate. Oh, no, wait. Wait. It's on the park gate, but it doesn't actually go through. We still have 1 turn to stop it. Because it takes 2 movement. 1 to get there, and then 1 to leave. Which means technically we shouldn't have awakened one of the old ones earlier, but oh well. That is life. What else is life is the Hunter's turn. Now, where is the Hunter? Oh, that's right. You're the Old Mill, aren't you? Alright. 1 to go to the Old Mill. 1 to go through the gate. I actually have to roll this twice now. 1 for the Shoggoth and 1 for going through the gate. I lose 1 sanity. And I don't lose a 2nd sanity. So that was 1 action to get there. No, sorry, it was 1 action to go to the Old Mill. 2 to get there. 3 to go, hey Shoggoth, fuck you. And I guess 4 to chase away the cultist. Why not? And we get another relic. Which I'll probably never get to use. But we'll figure it out. Awarded box. Until the end of my next turn, players don't need to do sanity rolls. That sounds amazing. Let's do it. Let's play it right now. Because otherwise I'm going to have to discard it. So I'm going to put this over here as a reminder. So I don't have to do any sanity rolls, which is pretty good. I got a Kingsport card. Kingsport's taken care of. Discard. And the Chaos Mirror. What the heck does this do? I can swap a clue from my hand with a clue on another player's hand. And we don't have to make sanity rolls. Oh, that's very good. But I don't have a need for it right now. But that could be very, very good. I'm going to discard an Arkham card. I don't want to, but I'm going to do it anyway. And next we flip over 2 cards. The port station. Sorry, the police. I keep calling it the port station. It's because I'm zoomed out too far. And the swamp. And if there was a Shoggoth, it would move, but there's not. So who gives a shit? I sure don't. Right. Back to the reporter. She's going to close the gate. Which is extremely exciting stuff. So this gate is now closed. As a consequence, I'm going to lock this down so that I can still put her on top of it. There's actually one thing you can do to flip it. But for now, I don't care about it. And then we get to remove 1 cultist from every location in this city. In this town. So goodbye you and goodbye you. We're 1/4 of the way to victory. And all it took was 1 action. Nice. It would also instantly cure any insanity. But only if you're insane when it happens. So since she's not, she's actually incredibly sane. No biggie. So I need to get on the bus and go somewhere, but I don't know where I want to go. So I'm going to go 2, 3. It wouldn't be the worst idea to put her in a position to maybe go to the swamp at some point. Like, yellow's about to take care of itself. All I need is 1 more Dunwich card. So that's not the issue. The issue is either Innsmouth or Arkham. So I'm actually going to go to the factory. There we go. Very nice. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Okay. So both a very good thing and a very bad thing just happened. We're getting boned on these Evil Stirs cards. There's only 1 left in the deck, though. That's our saving grace. There's only 4 in the entire deck. But, oh, the other thing, too. Don't forget our relic. We don't have to do... oh, no, it was only no sanity rolls. So that's good. What's not so good is we skip the sanity roll part, but we do awaken a new old one. It is Atlach Nacha. I can either lose a sanity or put a cultist on a location. I will happily put 1 at the factory and at... Where's my character? Was she at the old mill? No, she wasn't. Oh, right. I had her run off to kill the Shoggoth, didn't I? Yeah, you're in the park. Okay. Yeah, I'd instantly rather do that than lose 2 sanity. That's an easy layup for a play. Then we create a Shoggoth, which is going to be at the diner. As you do. Because if there's anywhere that unspeakable horrors like to go, it's a greasy spoon. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And then we draw 2 cards. It's the swamp, which moves the Shoggoth. And then we put a cultist in the swamp. That's very bad. That's a new trouble spot. And the Secret Lodge, which means, thankfully I don't have to make any sanity rolls this turn, but we're going to have to take care of you next turn. And where's the Secret Lodge? It's right here. Okay. This is fine. It is now the Hunter's turn. Oh, no. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. I had to flip 3 cards, not 2. Shit. The Theater. Okay. That could have been extremely bad. But thankfully, it's not so bad. Hunter, action number 1. You die now. Action, and then you collect a relic. The Seal of Leng. I can use this card to block an old one. And none of the ones we have now are particularly scary, but I'm going to instantly play the Chaos Mirror. Remember, I don't have to roll sanity because my warded box is in effect until the end of my turn. And I'm going to swap the Dunwich card for my Arkham card. Okay, so this is all one action so far. All I did was kill the Shoggoth. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these wonderful Dunwich cards. And I'm going to chuck you in the discard pile. And I'm going to seal the Old Mill. And I then clear out 1 cultist from every space. I still got 2 actions left. Oh my gosh, where am I? Oh shoot. No, I would have had to go through the gate. So that's actually my 3rd action, is to go through the gate and then seal it. And again, I would have to roll the gate because thank you, warded box. This leaves me with just 1 more action to take this turn. I'm going to go ahead and just walk over to the church here. And this is important because this will put me in a position where I can take the bus if I need to. It's not a bad choice. It is now the end of my turn, so the warded box goes away now. And I draw not 1, but 2 cards. An Arkham card and an Innsmouth card. Not really enough to do anything, but at least I don't have to discard anything. And I'll take that right now. And then we do 3 summonings. The Diner. The Police Station. Hey, I got it right this time. And the Historic Inn. Okay. Right. Reporter. Let's push a cultist into a sack and have them kidnapped. That's 1. And then I guess 2 to go to the diner, 3 to go to the Secret Lodge, and 4 to chase one of them out. I think that's reasonable. Draw 2. 2 more Kingsport cards, which is utterly useless. But it's actually not, because the red card's more helpful for her than they would be for just about anyone else. It helps us move around a lot. And then we flip over 3. The University gets 1. The Factory. And the Graveyard. Even though the gate is sealed, that doesn't stop them from creating more cultists there. Alright. Now, our biggest issue is just going to be waiting for the cards at this point. Is getting the right cards to the right people. So I'm going to go 1, 2 to the swamp. 3 to sell you on eBay, I guess. I'm trying with ways that aren't just murdering the cultists, but maybe that's what we're doing. We're just like shooting them in the face. And then I'm gonna go back to the farmstead. That seems reasonable, right? Draw 2 an Arkham and an Innsmouth. Very nice. We flip 3. That is the Station Del Train. The cafe. You can never eradicate cultists, by the way. Like, you can never eradicate something to the point where it stops summoning people. And then the park. Which means eventually we're going to run out of cultists. In fact, that's actually our greatest danger. Let me make sure that's true. When you seal a gate, yeah, you just get to remove some cultists. You never permanently get rid of them. I think there's a relic that lets you do that, but I've only got 5 cultists left, so we're running up against it right now. Okay, reporter. Alright, 1 for the Secret Lodge. 2 to the park, 3, 4 to clean up the guys in the park. That was easy enough. You shall not draw 2. An Arkham card and a Dunwich card. What would not be a terrible idea, actually, is getting... Oh, I could use the silver key. We would need to meet in Arkham, but I can give her 4 cards if we are both in Arkham. Or if we're both in Innsmouth. But she's not near either of those. You know, I could just go to the inn and have her go to the inn, because then I'm only 1 step away, and then 2 to trade cards. We'll do that. So I'm going to go ahead and use my relic. I now have to roll for sanity. This reporter, my friends, has been incredibly sane this entire game. And then she's going to go to the historic inn here. So when next turn I go there and I can take I can take... Why did I do that? No. You need to be in either Arkham or Innsmouth. Please go back to Arkham. Right? No. What did I do? Because they both need to be in the same location, and it has to be in either Arkham or Innsmouth. I could send her to the docks, and then she could just make a beeline for the docks to trade the 2 cards. But there's only 1 card there. It would make sense to do it for Arkham, doesn't it? So yeah, then. I am not going to waste, because I have the train station, right? I am not going to waste my silver key on something that stupid. That's just a waste of a turn. And I already drew my 2 cards, because one was Dunwich, one was Arkham. Yeah, I will find a way over there, don't you worry. Oh, wait a minute. I could play the silver key on her turn. Right? Can't you play relics on anyone's turn? Let me grab this, actually. When can you play a relic? I think it's any time. But I'm not quite sure. Is it an action to use a relic? No, that can't be right. Here he goes. It's any player can play it. Okay. So what that means is she would do the sanity roll, but I could play it on the hunter's turn. Okay. That works. And then I can actually move her to me, and then we can swap the cards. Right. That seems smart. Alright, let's flip 3. Old Mill. Woods. And the Great Hall. Okay. So, my turn starts. The reporter says, I'm going to play my silver key. I already did the roll, so I'm not going to do it again. Man, maybe I should. Because I technically was being stupid, but whatever. I lose a sanity. That's fine. You're pretty sane, reporter. So that's a free action. Nothing actually happens. And I use a silver key to join the reporter at the train station. Actions 1 and 2 actually. I take both of the Arkham cards. I'm gonna play the Bizarre Statue as a free action so that I can not have to summon anybody this time around. And then we don't have to discard just yet. But I lose 2 sanity. And I am now batshit insane. Whoa. So this is interesting. If I ever have a turn with no hunter, I have to place cultists. If I don't have a cultist on my spot. So I can't kill this cultist. So I don't have to worry about that. Anytime the first time I enter any location with no cultist. So, okay. And then for my last movement, I'm going to come over here and hope I draw an Arkham card so I can seal that gate. Oh my goodness, I did. That is utterly welcome. Go away Kingsport card. Go away Innsmouth card. I hate it, but I have to do it because now I can close that gate next turn. And the best part is that if you seal a gate when you're insane, you automatically regain all of your sanity, which is pretty sweet. We do not do any summonings because I played my relic, so that means it is up to the reporter. Reporter, we're eventually going to want you to go to Innsmouth anyway. So go ahead and take a train to the factory for 1. 2, 3, remove said cultists from the factory. And let's say 4 to go to the hospital. That's fine. She draws 2. Innsmouth and the last Evil Stirs card. They've only got 4 turns left to win this game. Which is not great, obviously. We unlocked Sothagua, which is the absolute worst. He's going to force us to discard 2 cards collectively. Oh no, don't make me discard my Kingsport cards I couldn't care less about. There we go, that actually wasn't that bad. But we do need to summon a Shoggoth at the wharf. Now, the really good news is the graveyard is closed, and it'll never reopen. So he's got quite a bit of a walk. Then we flip, and we shuffle. And now I do have to draw 3 summoning cards. The Woods. The Swampy Swamp. And the Shoggoth is going to move. His closest path to an open gate is, I think, the hospital. Which is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it's going to be 1. And the diner. Man, these cultists love diners, don't they? Right. Okay. Wait, where did my hunter go? There I am. Okay. So, I'm going to enter this space, which means I do have to roll on the sanity roll. This will create a cultist, possibly. But it's blank. That was one action. Action number 2. Let's get rid of these here Arkham cards. And we're going to seal up this gate. And I am now instantly sane. Which is pretty exciting. And then I'm going to take 4 of these tokens, and we're going to put them in front of me. So I can go anywhere my heart desires. I don't have to worry about that. But it was only 2 actions. It's a pretty good turn, I think. I need to get some cultists killed, but there's none that are close enough. And I want to start gravitating towards Innsmouth anyway. So I'm going to go 3 and then 4. Alright. Draw 2. Both Dunwich cards. Her fucking Ray. Oh well. Could have been worse, I guess. Flip 3. The Wharf. The Theater. Red is getting out of hand. And the Inn. We're going to lose the game if I don't find a way to get rid of 2 cultists this turn. Because I won't be able to place a cultist. Which would be very bad. So I'm going to go 1 to remove the 1 on my space. 2, 3, remove the 1 on the boardwalk. Draw 2. An Innsmouth card and a Dunwich card. Okay. There's got to be 1 more Innsmouth card in this deck or we lose the game. It's as simple as that. And even so, we still might lose the game depending on what the actual... what actually happens. Because we need to really get rid of some cultists in the fastest possible way. So let's get 3 more of them. University for 1. Oh, and the Shoggoth moves. 2 for the Graveyard. Where are you, Graveyard? There you are. He's in the woods now. And if your question is, does a Shoggoth shit in the woods? The answer is, I have no idea and I don't want to know. Alright. We are in Arkham. And I need to get to Innsmouth as quickly as I can in the same space so that we can trade cards if need be. But I also need to clear out cultists. So I'm going to remove 1. Oh, wait a minute. Can I use this on Azathoth to make 3 more cultists? Like, appear out of nowhere. That would be so good. Oh, yes, it does. Oh, thank you, game. Right. Relic time. Seal of Lang. I'm gonna roll me the insanity die. No result. I'm just gonna make 3 copies of this guy here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that was only 2 actions. It was one to go to... No, it was one to clear him out, so it's actually only 1 action. And I'm going to go 2, 3, 4 over to the factory. So I'm going to draw 2 cards. Oh my gosh, we have a... We might win the game. Maybe. Possibly. I hope we do. It'll be 1, 2, 3 to take the cards. 4... No! Oh no. Oh no! Oh! We're gonna finish short by 1 freaking action. Oh, game. Because it's 1 action to go to the factory, 2 to take her cards, and 1 to go to the hospital. But it's also an action to discard the cards to close the gate. And short of some insanely powerful artifact that just lets you close a gate. Oh, game. Game. That's as an action. I don't think we can win the game. I think it's literally impossible. Because here's what's going to happen. And I do recognize, by the way, that I need to draw... Okay, wait. I'm going to roll this back a bit. Can I discard any card to take the bus? No, I would either have to have an Arkham card, which I don't, or discard an Innsmouth card. Damn it. I don't think there's a solution to this. Unless I have 2 yellow cards. Oh. Yes. Maybe. Yes. Okay. Alright. Action 2. Discard the Dunwich card to go to Dunwich. Action 3. Actually, it's any location, but it doesn't matter. Action 3. Used to go anywhere on the map. I'm going to go right to the boardwalk. And then action 4, I fart. I don't know. Actually, I do have to fart, but you didn't need to know that. So what this should mean is I think we still fall short on actions. Because it'd be 2 to take the cards, 3 to go to the factory, and 4 to go to the hospital. There's nothing I can do to give her a 5th action. That's what we need. I mean, I could, instead of... No, I have an action left. I could go try to fight the Shoggoth, but that's not going to make any difference. Fuck. I don't think this is winnable. I think we're going to fall short by 1 measly action. So then I have to do something different. I instead need to feed her all the Innsmouth cards. Right? Because I've already drawn my 2 cards because they're both the 2 Dunwich cards. Which I didn't have at the time. Didn't I? Nope, I can't do that then. Fuck. So I don't have either of the Dunwich cards yet. I'll get them. Okay, let me take the Dunwich cards back. Oh, dear, 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 dear. It's at the end of the turn. Okay, so here with 1 action. How can I work this out? So basically what's going to happen is the end of the reporter's turn, she's going to draw the last 2 cards. There's nothing I can do to stop that. Which means we'd have to win the game on the hunter's turn. Which means I need her to be at the same place as her so she can spend 3 actions. To... But it has to be a purple place, doesn't it? So if I use the last 3 actions on her turn and just go 2, 3, 4 to the factory, she goes 1 and gives me 3 cards. Then on my last turn, I go to the hospital. Yeah, that's what has to happen. So I'm going to go 2, 3, 4. I got my 2 cards. I just didn't use them. And then I have to flip over the 3 cultists. Okay, Secret Lodge. A lodge most secret. Train station. Two. Old Mill 3. Okay. We now have a new problem, by the way, which is that we're not going to have enough cultists. Basically, I'd have to draw a relic that lets me kill a cultist. Or get super lucky doing something else. Yeah, that's all I can do. All I can do is hope, and that one of these cards is a dealie. Or ironically, hope that it's like the theater, where I can't place another token, and therefore we just awaken another old one. Which is bad, but it's not as bad as losing the game. But in any case, her turn is easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll happily discard a Dunwich card. Alright, game. I need you to be nice to me, please. Neither of them is a relic. No! Alright. Has a theater already been drawn? Yes. Fuck. If I could have defeated 1 cultist this turn. Just 1. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. There is nothing I can do. There's too many cultists out here, and we spent so many the last couple turns just not playing any. I can't get the theater, which is the only place I'd actually create a summoning. Yeah, my friends, I think we lose. I don't have any really awesome relics, do I? I don't. Can't I say the reporter's a cultist and then I just like shoot her in the head? I'd be like, she was a cultist, I swear, put her in the cultist bag. I can't do that. Ugh. New guy in the park. New guy in the factory. New guy in the cafe. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, the bag counts as a cultist, right? It doesn't. Oh, hell. Well, I guess, you know, Cthulhu waking up and consuming the world is an apropos way to conclude this game on Halloween. But man, what a nail biter. One freaking action. Not even an action. One dead cultist. And we win the game. Because what was going to happen is the next one I was going to go, okay, walk to the gate 1, discard 2, boom, game over. But that's not what happened. Like, I would like to say that maybe I forgot to remove some cultists when I closed the Arkham gate. But I don't know that I did. I don't think I forgot that part. Or did I? Alright. We're going to try something. And there's a good term whether we win the game or not. But it's the only reason I'm checking this. I want to see if when I close the gate, because I can rewind time, right? When I closed the gate, the green gate, did I remove any cultists from Arkham? The problem is I spent so much time just complaining that... Okay, there we go. We're starting to get cards put back. That's as far back as it can go. Oh, wow. I tried. Looks like he'll let you go back by a minute. Which is fine. Or maybe like 3 minutes or something. Oh, wow. If you watch... hopefully you all watch this video. But please let me know in the comments down below if I missed taking the cultists off when I closed the Arkham gate. I don't think I did, but maybe I did. And if that's the case, I will retroactively declare this a victory. But in the highly likely circumstance that I did in fact remove the cultists, then the game is over. And I lost. And I'm okay with that, actually. This game ended... Oh, wait a minute. It will let me keep going back. Maybe just needed a minute. I need to go back to the last time I closed a gate. I think maybe it just takes a second or two. Like it stops you just from like cheating or whatever. There we go. Alright. Or is it just literally repeating the same amount of time over and over and over again? That's what it's doing. It's just repeating the last 60 seconds. Oh well. So anyway, if you watch the video, And you can prove to me that I forgot to remove at least one cultist when I closed a gate, then please give me the timestamp in the comments, and then I can be like, oh yeah, sweet victory. Otherwise, it is a defeat. Which, I mean, maybe Cthulhu destroying the world is an appropriate way to end a Saturday video. I don't know. That was Cthulhu, by the way. That's canon. Who would have been the last old one, by the way? Oh, yikes. That would have double fucked us, actually. So I'm actually glad we didn't have an awakening. I was like, yeah, let's just have 4 more cultists. Oh my word. That would have been awful. Man. And I will acknowledge I kind of ignored cultists for the last third of the game. And I probably shouldn't have been. I guess there's a lot to keep track of, right? There's a lot of ways you can lose the game. And I was so focused on running out of cards that I completely neglected running out of cultists. Oh, well. Oh, in case you think I was cheating, the Seal of Lang is actually listed in the rulebook, as that is a thing you can do with it. Well, friends, that'll be it for this game. I do thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Halloween, or you will have one since it's going up Saturday morning. You'll have a wonderful Halloween. Even if you can't go out and trick-or-treat, or your kids can't go out and trick-or-treat, you can just be like us and ask our grocery store to deliver like a small bag of candy, and they give us like 2 5-pound bags of candy instead. So much candy. But until next time, this has been Avindian. Thank you for watching. Do stay tuned for Wingspan next week. And I bid you good